Hello everyone, my name is Caitlin Merhimer and I'm a junior studying chemical engineering. In this presentation, I will be speaking about chemical engineering, specifically at the University of Iowa. So just to start, what do chemical engineers do? We convert raw materials into products and solve problems related to materials and energy conversions. So looking a little bit more into this, chemical engineers use a wide variety of sciences, including biology, math, physics, and of course chemistry, to improve the quality of life and well being of our planet and the people who live on it. So, we're involved in the process of producing pharmaceuticals, soft drinks and foods, personal care, petroleum and ethanol, in the oil industry in general, along with plastics and other materials. For pharmaceuticals, that may involve determining what the best composition of a particular medicine is. For personal care, chemical engineers are involved in any item you use every day, like toothpaste, makeup, different things like that. Polymers are really important in chemical engineering as well, and that's what makes up plastics that we use. Chemical engineers also help develop tools for medicine and clean the environment. So, for medicine, we may be involved in determining how to design an inhaler that will best deliver the drug into someone's lungs. For cleaning the environment, chemical engineers may be involved with determining how to design a catalytic converter so that in your car you'll produce the least amount of emissions as possible. Next, I'm going to present this short video about chemical engineering just to describe kind of what chemical engineering is as a whole.
What in the world do chemical engineers do?
Make life-saving medicines accessible to everyone.
Develop and deliver new energy sources safely and responsibly.
Eliminate plastic waste from our oceans.
When it comes to getting things done, chemical engineers have a pretty full to-do list. We do the math, science, and engineering to make medicine accessible, water drinkable, air breathable, the deep thinking to make the environment sustainable, systems affordable, safety reliable. We make discoveries scalable, and the inconceivable feasible. So, what in the world do chemical engineers do? We take things that have never been done and get them done. For good.
So that just kind of gives you an idea of what chemical engineering is. So next I'm going to talk about chemical engineering specifically at the University of Iowa. So just to start, chemical engineering is one of our smaller departments here at Iowa, and we have about 60 students per class. Something awesome about the chemical engineering program we have is that our professors really encourage us to study what we enjoy, study what we're interested in. So as you can see, a lot of our students are earning minors and certificates in a wide array of things, including entrepreneurship, religious studies, music, a foreign language, and then of course some other sciences like biology, physics. We also do a lot with sustainability and pre-professional programs like pre-med, pre-pharmacy, and then a lot of our students will get minors as well, including business, chemistry, math. We also have a very active professional organization, student chapter here at Iowa. It's called AICHE, and that stands for the American Institute for Chemical Engineers. So next I'm going to talk about the different focus areas we have. So a focus area is just going to be something you study a little bit more in depth. Your major will still be chemical engineering, but you'll take a certain set of classes that will focus more into a specific topic. So the focus areas that we offer here at Iowa include biochemical engineering, polymers, entrepreneurship, which also has a certificate program. So again, that's going to be a little bit more in depth about that specific topic. Pharmaceuticals, and then we have pre-medicine, and then a brand new focus area that we have is computation, data science, and machine learning. So carrying on, we also have energy and environment, sustainability, which also offers a certificate, business, And when you do the business focus area, you automatically get a minor with the certain classes that we take in that. We also have process engineering and oil and gas engineering. Along with all of these, you also have the option to create a custom focus area. So if none of these jump out to you, you can kind of design one that fits your personal needs a little bit better. So some of the examples of what a student's done in the past include environmental law, technical writing, informatics, lots of different things that you can really design and personalize. So now I'm going to talk about our Chemie faculty here. As you can see, we're a smaller department, as I've mentioned before. The faculty are all doing research in different areas that all relate to chemical engineering. Something awesome about our department is that we have really strong relationships with our professors and have the opportunity to really build a relationship with the people who are teaching us. Additionally, chemical engineering is the only major in engineering at Iowa that offers first year advising with your faculty advisor. So every other major is going to be not paired with a faculty advisor until their second year of school, but we have the opportunity to have an advisor within our own department right away when we get to Iowa. So again, that helps us build that closer relationship right away and really get help and guidance in what classes we should be taking. So next, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the research that our professors are currently doing. So these are some of our more biological-based faculty research. So for example, Dr. Nuxel there on the right is currently working on a project to make a polymer coating that will go on hip implants. So this will basically allow a hip implant infection to be heated and killed from the outside of the body by using this specific coating instead of going back in and doing a second procedure. So this basically makes a surgery that would normally be inpatient now an outpatient procedure. So this next slide talks about more of our environmental focused research topics. So as you can see, a lot of them work with air pollution and tracking things like that. More specifically, Dr. Mubin looks at electrochemical energy, and a lot of students work in his research lab. A lot of my peers do. So looking at getting a chemical engineering degree, it's also important to consider what you want to do with it. So having a chemical engineering background can be really beneficial as you can go into a lot of different fields. Of course, you become a professional engineer and work in any of those industries that I talked about briefly before, whether that be pharmaceuticals, personal care, food, electronics, agriculture, lots of different things. You can also go into engineering research and pursue that. You could get your PhD and become a college professor. As I said, we have a lot of pre-professional focus areas as well. So you can become a doctor, a lawyer. Some students also get their MBA and work more on the management side of things. And as you can see in this pie chart here, about 70% of our students go to industry. Another 20% further their education in chemical engineering or another related field, and then 10% go for those professional degrees. All right, so this just gives you a general idea of where our chemical engineers go after they graduate and where they work. So some examples are on the slide. This is not comprehensive though. This just gives you a general idea. So for example, DuPont is a biological company that produces different enzymes. As you can see, there's some more popular personal care and food production places like General Mills, Hormel Foods, things like that. And then also, if people are working in the pharmaceutical industry, they might go to Abbott, which is a large pharmaceutical company. So we also like to discuss a little bit about some of our specific alumni and seeing what you can really do with a chemical engineering background. So if you see up there in the top left, this is Amy, and she's one of our alumni. So she works in chemical process safety and looking at the pressure relief devices within her company. So down there in the bottom left is Elizabeth Bernard. She's a patent attorney, so she went to law school. So an example of how she actually uses her chemical engineering degree in a field like law. So she worked for Google, and essentially With her chemical engineering background, she knew the chemistry behind the computer chips that Google used, and that was really useful when in litigations defending Google. Another example would also be Joe. So he's in the bottom right there. So he became a doctor. So again, this really just shows the broad scope of things you can do with a chemical engineering degree if you don't necessarily want to go into industry. There's lots of other professional degrees, but there's also so many awesome opportunities that chemical engineers are required for. So next, I'm just going to talk about some of our chemical engineering student accomplishments here at Iowa. So as I said, we have a very active professional chapter of AICHE. Again, that's the American Institute for Chemical Engineers. So in a national competition, we're very good at Chemi Jeopardy, which we're excited about. So we always send a team to our conferences, and we've been the national champion. We've gotten second place several years, and then we've also won our conference specifically. And we've also had the honor of winning the Outstanding Student Chapter Award for 15 years straight. And this isn't something that just every chapter gets. Only the top 10% of all schools will get this. So we're really proud to have that. As I kind of mentioned before, safety is important in chemical engineering. So something we have uniquely at Iowa is a chemical process safety course. And we're actually the only university who offers a lab section with this. So it allows us to learn the material a little bit better. A lot of our students have actually gotten jobs because of their great knowledge within chemical process safety, just because that's such an important component going into industry. Going off of that, we have won 5 of the last 12 national safety awards in design. So at the end of a senior's year, they will be tasked with completing a design project. So they're given a problem statement and pretty much just work in teams to find a solution to that problem. And a big component of that is analyzing the safety aspects of that industry and how to best set that up, prepare for the worst, things like that. So with our class, we have been very knowledgeable in that topic, and that has allowed us to win those awards. We've also won first place in the individual design competition, and as I said, a lot of our students do research, so we've won lots of poster awards for that as well. And we also got second place in 2018, which we're very excited about. So in addition to the academic side of chemical engineering, we also do a lot of stuff outside of the classroom. So if you look there up on the top left, that is Omega Chi Epsilon, which is the honors fraternity for chemical engineering we have at Iowa. And a cool tradition they have every year is making liquid nitrogen ice cream that they sell to other students in the College of Engineering. As I said, we have a very active AICHE chapter, and our students will go to different conferences and have the opportunity for different leadership opportunities with that. We also present research at different conferences, and the most exciting thing is they get an awesome degree with an amazing background in chemical engineering. So this is all I have for you guys. Thank you for sticking along and listening to this presentation.